Game 2 of the night-day doubleheader, Stuttgart Reds versus the Mannheim Tornadoes. Come on down, enjoy the stadium atmosphere, still plenty of room, beautiful weather. We have about 75 degrees, 25 degrees Celsius. With me, the CEO, the master of disaster, the world's worst superhero, Yara Drobny. And also with us, the guy who makes me sound so good, Rainer Luke. Questions, comments, words of wisdom? Hit up the chat function on YouTube, live stream. Don't forget, subscribe to YouTube, or subscribe to Reds TV on YouTube. Lineups for the Stuttgart Reds: on the mound, Jonaka Acosta. Behind the plate, Daniel Abeles. At first base, Moritz van Bergen. Second base, Yannick Witt. At shortstop, Xavi Gonzalez. Third base is Daniel Weber. Left, center, and right, Fabian Beck, Benedict Schaefer, and Yannick Dentz. Lineup for the Mannheim Tornadoes: batting first, Matias Robles, followed by Jack Lombardi, Augustin Teixeira. In the cleanup position is Luis Diaz. Batting fifth, Anderson Zambrano, followed by Max Leonard, 7, 8, and 9, Leon Still, Moritz Horlein, and Marilyn Bendlin. Our umpires today: behind home plate, Wolfram Haupt. At first base, Ilyar Chan. At third base, Julian Liedke. And if you missed it last night, in dramatic fashion, Stuttgart able to score 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to win the ball game. A walk-off 2-run double from Yannick Dentz wins the game, the first home win for the Stuttgart Reds. And hopefully we can get win number 2 today. First batter stepping into the box, Matias Robles, was 1 for 5 in last night's game. Season average 309. If you're wondering where Dustin Ward is, he is in the dugout. He's a little bit under the weather, so we may see him as a second hitter. First pitch, swinging, and a home run for Matias Robles right off the bat. Mannheim able to put the first run on the board. Mannheim started off last night with 2 runs in the top of the first. Stuttgart able to answer with 1. And then quite a few innings with nothing before Mannheim is able to score in the, I believe, 6th and 7th inning. Making the score 5-1. That pitch in there for strike number 1. Stuttgart answering with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Outside, 1-1. For getting loaded bases, 1 run home on a hit by pitch, and then a double in left center field. Yannick Dentz bringing home the win for the Stuttgart Reds. That pitch high, 2-1 to count. That ball fouled back, evens the count at 2. The comeback from Stuttgart Red, the first home win, ruined a very good outing from Bernini Engelhardt, who went into the 8th inning. That ball grounded up the middle. So 2 straight hits for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Runner at first. And Augustin Teixeira up to bat. Augustine Teixeira, 2 for 4 last night, 236 batting average. Jack Lombardi, who just got a base hit, was 2 for 4 also with a 273 batting average this season. That pitch in there for strike number 1. Interesting to see if the coach from Mannheim sends his runners like he did last night. A lot of stolen bases, a lot of action on the base pass. And a pickoff. Jonical says, I know you're there. That pitch misses away, 1-1 to count. And for those of you who are interested, this weekend in Bonn, the Schuler and the Junior Länder Pokal in the juniors, with a total of 6 Stuttgart juniors, wins the first game 14-4 against Hessen. That pitch misses away, 2 balls, 1 strike. Update the game in the north. Hamburg in Cologne leading 3-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Runners going, swing, and a foul ball. Runner is going back. Runner is going back. There he goes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, yeah, swing and a foul tip right into the catcher's glove. Out number 1. And Luis Diaz, who did most of the damage for Mannheim last night, went 4 for 5. Single, 2 singles, a double, and a triple. Only needed a home run for the cycle. Raised his batting average from 227 all the way up to 286. And looks like we have a little bit of a catcher glove malfunction, so we'll be right back when Daniel Avalos is right back. So after the equipment malfunction, looks like he's got a different mask on. We're back. Luis Diaz in the batter's box. Jack Lombardi at first base. Remember, if you want to shout out, have some words of wisdom, the chat function is open. Let me know where you're watching from. Pick off, lob to first base. That pitch on the outside corner, strike number one. Still plenty of time to come down. A few seats still available. The runner's going, swinging a miss, throw down. And out at second base, caught stealing, Daniel Alvarez to Xavi Gonzalez, out number two. And the pitch, strike number two on Luis Diaz. Oh, coach from Mannheim, aggressive again, but not successful as he was last night. That pitch just a little high, ball one. Outside, 2-2 the count. And just for the CEO, it's triple deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There you go, people on the scoreboard. Now, if you can get us 2 outs on there, yeah. And that ball grounded into right field, so Luis Diaz keeps his hot streak going with a single. Brings up Anderson Zambrano 1 for 3 in last night's game. Has a .091 batting average. That off-speed pitch catches the top part of the strike zone. Strike number one. And foul ball into the third base dugout. 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Luis Diaz standing at first base. Tries to get him chase a high fastball. It was a little too high. 1-2. And a line drive right at Yannick Densu. Trots in, grabs the ball for out number 3. Mannheim able to get 1 run on the first pitch home run from Matias Robles. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day. Sun's up and you're on your way. You make me feel so fine. Water sparkling on your skin, children laughing as we sing. Run round and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so. La, 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 la.
Bottom of the first inning. On the mound for the Mannheim Tornadoes, Reinhard Silberje. No stats on him, so I'm assuming this is his first start. He'll be caught by Moritz Horlein at first base, Luis Diaz at second base, Anderson Sombrano at shortstop, Jack Lombardi. Third base, Augustin Sierra. Left, center, and right, Leon Still, Matias Robles, and Max Leonard. Lineup for you Stuttgart Reds, leading off Xavi Gonzalez, followed by Daniel Abeles, Daniela Weber, Moritz van Bergen, Yannick Dent, Ramon Uhl, Yannick Witt, Benedict Schaefer, and number 9 batter Fabian Beck. Again, subscribe to Reds TV. Get Yara 1,000 subscribers so he can get one of his superpowers. We do know 2 of his superpowers. He has the blank stare and able to block 2 complete countries in a single stream. If you know another one of his superpowers, let me know. Log into the chat function. I can give you a shout out if you have a question, comment, words of wisdom. In the batter's box, Xavi Gonzalez takes the first pitch in there for strike number 1. Xavi last night 2 for 3, raised his batting average to 205. And that pitch up and away. 1-1. Last night, Mannheim able to score 2 runs in the first. Stuttgart 1. Mannheim scored 1 in the first. Let's see what Stuttgart can do. Let's get a crooked letter, or excuse me, a crooked number. And that's ball number 2, 2-1. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. And a ground ball, fielded by the shortstop, long throw in time for out number 1. In the scorebook, 6-3 brings up Daniel Abeles. That pitch high for ball number 1. Daniel was 1 for 5 last night, but his 1 hit started the rally in the 8th inning. Came around to score. Batting average this year, 273. He pops that one back out of play. 1-1. There's strike number 1 on the outside corner. Or strike number 2, excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's just a little bit outside, ball 2. Ball number 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And a high fly ball in center field. No problem for Matias Robles, out number 2. Danielo Weber steps into the batter's box. Went 2 for 4 last night. In the inning number 9, was able to walk and score the winning run. And outside, ball 1. And that ball hit on a line, but nice running catch by the center fielder. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 1 inning complete. Mannheim 1, Stuttgart 0. We're in the top of the second inning, leading off Max Leonard, Leon Still, Moritz Hollein. 1-0 in favor of Mannheim. Max 0 for 3, still looking for his first hit of the season. And he takes that pitch high and outside, ball number 1. Still plenty of time to come on down. Refreshment stand is open. Get a burger, get him a Katzer. That pitch on the inside corner, strike number 1, 1-1 to count. French fries, worst hot dogs. Plenty of seats available. And on the inside corner for strike number 2. And a ground ball to the second baseman, step and throw, and a nice scoop on the ball in the dirt. Yannick says thank you to Moritz von Bergen for grabbing that ball. Out number 1. Up to bat, Leon Still. Leon didn't play in last night's game. His .054 batting average, well under what he's normally ready to do. And a shout out to Schneider. He says, "Go Reds," and I agree. That pitch up high, ball one. There's strike number one, 1-1 to count. And a shout out to all you fathers up in Bonn watching on Reds TV. And a check swing foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Put in the chat function the results so I can let everybody else know if you have a chance. Again, not Stuttgart, but Baden-Württemberg winning game number 1 against Hessen in the Mercy Rule 14-4. That ball chopped foul. An assist to the coach. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, yeah. Strikeout number 2 for Giannicola Costa. Up to bat, Moritz Horlein. Moritz also not in last night's game, batting 167. And he swings and misses on the off-speed pitch. Strike number 1. And a line drive in center field. And a nice diving catch by center fielder Benedict Schaefer. Robs Mr. Hollein of a possible double. And coach from Mannheim trying to say the ball was one-hopped. No instant replay, coach. Beautiful catch by Benedict Schaefer for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning, Moritz van Bergen, Yannick Dens, Ramon Uhl in this inning for the Stuttgart Reds. And good morning to you, Randy. I see you just fell out of bed. Welcome to Reds TV. So Randy wants to know who's umpiring. We got Wolfram Haupt behind home plate, Ilyar Chan at first base, and Julian Liedke at third base. That pitch misses high and away. Ball one. And thank you, Alexandra Schaefer. After one inning in the Länderpokal, Baden-Württemberg behind 1-0 against Nordrhein-Westfalen. That pitch high. Ball number two. Excuse me, score is 2-1 for NRW. In German, NRW. And that's 3 straight balls for Moritz. Moritz was 2 for 3 last night. His hit by pitch in the 9th inning brought the score to 5-4 in favor of Mannheim. And that pitch just on the top part of the strike zone. Strike number one. And that just a little bit too high. Stuttgart gets their first base runner on the walk. And last night's hero, Yannick Dentz, stepping into the box. Yannick was 2 for 4. A walk brought in Stuttgart's first run. And his double in the left center gap scored the game tying and the game winning run for Stuttgart's walk-off win last night. So congratulations to you, Yannick. And that pitch misses away. Ball number one. Of course, lefty pitcher on the mound. You got to be very, very careful over at first base, especially on somebody that you haven't seen before. You do not know what his pickoff is. And that's ball number two. And Yannick Dentz calls time. Pitcher taking too long for him. Or he just wanted to hear more of the music playing on the loudspeakers. That ball foul out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. And there it is, a pickoff and a throwdown in time. That's what I was talking about. You don't know, and with a lefty, you got to be very careful. Caught stealing. 1 to 3 to 6 for the out. That means Stuttgart's base runner is off the base paths. 2-1 to count to Yannick. And another foul ball out of play. 2-2. Randy comments, can this guy even throw strikes? You should have seen the 8th and 9th inning last night. Mannheim's pitchers not able to find the strike zone. Enough walks and hit by pitches. And Swing and a miss. Strikeout for out number 2. No, 4 walks and 2 hit by pitches in the 8th and 9th inning last night. Didn't help Mannheim's cause. Up to bat, Ramon Wool. DH for today's game, 176. Batting average came in as a pinch hitter and got a walk. And he takes that pitch, a little high part of the strike zone. Strike number 1. Yeah, pitch low inside, and Ramon says it hit him on the foot. And so he takes off, goes down to first base. And Yannick Witt comes in. Yannick Witt didn't have a very successful day. Yesterday was 0 for 3. 196 batting average for the season. And he takes that pitch low for ball number 1. There's a strike, 1-1 to count. And a ground ball hit to the shortstop, flipped to second for out number 3. Stuttgart able to get runners on, but not able to get them home. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll be right back with the 3rd inning. Top of the 3rd inning, leading off for the Mannheim Tornadoes, Marilyn Bendlin, Matias Robles, Jack Lombardi, 1-0 the score. Shout out to Frank Herman, or as Randy Sox, Herman the German. And Charitza Silvery, I'm assuming mother or wife of the pitcher for Mannheim. Charitza, where are you from? Let us know in the chat function. Marilyn Bendlin was 0 for 5, didn't have a good night last night. 158 batting average. He takes the first pitch a little high for ball number 1. And that pitch again a little too high, ball 2. Inside, 3-0. There's strike 1, 3 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. And a fly ball. And caught by the second baseman. Looks like we might have a collision, but everybody safe. Fly out to Yannick Witt, out number 1. Brings up Matias Robles. Matias swung, hit the first pitch over the left field fence for the 1 run in the ball game. And Aruba is one of our Reds TV watchers. Thank you for letting us know that. Charitza, that pitch in there for strike number 1. Low and away. 1-1 to count. And a foul ball down the third baseline. Strike 2. Not too much baseball going on today, right now. Cologne versus Hamburg in the 6th inning. Hamburg leading 4-0. It's the only other game going on right now. They'll play the second game of their doubleheader after the first, of course. That off-speed pitch just a little low. Close, but not close enough. Also this afternoon at 5 o'clock, Berlin versus Bonn. At 6 o'clock, Untouchables Paderborn versus Doran. That ball hit high, but not over the fence this time. No problem for Benedict Schaefer for out number 2. Tomorrow's ball games: Berlin, Bonn game 2, Paderborn, Doran game 2, Haar, Heidenheim on Sunday, and then Heidenheim, Haar on Monday. So after last weekend, lots of baseball. This weekend, not so much. Jack Lombardi up to bat. Single in his first at-bat. Was thrown out at second base trying to steal. And he takes that pitch low for ball 1. And foul ball out of play. 0-2 the count. Or 1-1 the count. And that off-speed pitch in there for strike number 2. Oh, yeah, got him chasing the curveball for strikeout, or oh yeah, number 3, and out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third inning, 8-9-1 up to bat. Benedict Schaefer, Fabian Beck, and leadoff man Xavi Gonzalez. And to you, Alexander Schaefer, sure, give me updates on the games. That way I can keep the Stuttgart Reds fans and the Bavü fans, because as you know, Mannheim's also out of Baden-Württemberg, updated on the scores at the Länderpokal. Write them in the chat function. I will let you know. Benedict 0 for 3 last night. 182 batting average. Takes the first pitch for ball number 1. That's in there for strike number 1. 1-1 to count. Inside low, ball number 2. That's on the outside corner, fastball, 2-2 the count. High and outside, full count. First guy's in the bullpen for Mannheim. And that pitch outside for ball number 4. Stuttgart doesn't have a hit, but have already had 3 base runners on 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Again, Benedict Schaefer has to be very careful. Left-handed pitcher on the mound. We've already seen 1 caught stealing today. Fabian Beck 0 for 1 last night, looking for his first hit of the season. And he's trying to bunt himself on, but bunts it foul, strike number 1. Bundesliga standings in the north, untouchable Paderborn leading the north at 10-6. Last year's German champion Bonn at 11-7, followed by Hamburg at 8-8. They're up in their game today. Berlin at 6-6, Dorn at 7-9, Köln at 6-12, and a pickoff. Benedikt Schaefer sees it in time, gets back. And there goes Benedikt, and a bunt. And throw down to third, and all the way home on the sacrifice hit. We're going to let you know how it went down. Fabi Beck bunts. Benedikt Schaefer was on the move. Throw goes to Luis Diaz at first for the out. Benedikt Schaefer decides nobody's covering third. I'm going to go all the way to third base. And the ball gets past the shortstop third baseman and all the way in to score the first run for Stuttgart. And that brings up leadoff man Xavi Gonzalez. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. And he takes that pitch low for ball number 1. So Sharitza is asking for the schedule of the games. I'm assuming you mean for Mannheim. Give me a second and I'll let you know when they're playing next. You can also go to baseball minus Bundesliga, Bundesliga. That ball fouled out of play. Baseballbundesliga.de, where you can see the games. 1-1 the count. And that ball gets Xavi on the foot. His third hit by pitch in this series. So, Sharitza, if you're looking for Mannheim, they're playing on the 3rd and 4th in Mannheim. Both games start at 1 o'clock our time. Hit by pitch brings Daniel Abelis. Stuttgart still looking for their first hit of the ball game. That ball in the dirt. Ball number 1. And another ball in the dirt for ball number 2. Cat-like reflexes by the catcher, Moritz Hollein. Two and 0 the count. And a pickoff. Of course, experienced player like Xavi Gonzalez sees it early, gets back in time. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And that pitch low and away for ball number 3. And a 4-pitch walk puts runners at first and second. 1 out, and Danilo Weber up to bat. Fly out in center field in the first inning. And that brings coach from Mannheim out of the dugout to talk to his pitcher. In the batter's box, Danilo Weber. Runners at first and second. Stuttgart able to tie the ball game with Benedict Schaefer coming across after a bunt and an error. And that ball lined into center field, no problem. Throw down to third base in time to keep Xavi Gonzalez at second base. 2 outs. Moritz van Bergen up to bat. In the Bundesliga South, Regensburg 12-2, followed by Heidenheim 11-2. Mainz at 10-4. Stuttgart after their win last night at 6-7. Haars at 6-10 in 5th place. Hunstetten 4-10 in 6th place. And Mannheim in last with 1-15 record. And that pitch high and away, ball number 1. That catches the bottom part of the strike zone. 1-1 to count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. And that ball grounded to the second baseman, who flips to the shortstop for out number 3. Stuttgart still looking for their first base hit, but scored a run on no hits, an error, and 2 left on. 3 innings complete, 1-1 the score. Top of inning number 4, leading off for Mannheim, Augustin Teixeira, Luis Diaz, Anderson Zambrano, 1-1 to score. Stuttgart puts a run across the board, bottom of the 3rd inning to tie the game. Still enough time to get down here, some seats available. Beautiful weather. Get yourself a burger, some beer, a hot dog, some fries. That pitch grounded to shortstop, Mr. Reliable. But this time, not so reliable. Makes an off-balance throw. Error on the shortstop. For a base runner for Mannheim. Very tough play, but if you ask Xavi, he should have had that. That brings up Luis Diaz. Luis. Most of the hits for Mannheim in the last 2 days. He's 4 for 5 last night, 1 for 1 today. And step off, look back. That pitch on the inside corner, strike number 1. So saith the home plate umpire, Wolfram Haupt. And a lob over to first base. Very close play. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. Runner goes, swing and a miss. And the throw down to second base, too high. Strikeout. At least Jonathan Costa able to solve the Luis Diaz problem. Oh, yeah, on the strikeout. Stolen base by Teixeira. Augustin Teixeira gets himself in scoring position. And my tongue's not working right now. Maybe I'll speed it up and talk really fast. Maybe it'll work better then. In the batter's box, Anderson Zambrano. He swings and a miss at that off-speed pitch. Maybe I can slow it down and talk real slow. And a foul ball. Strike number 2. Got to get Yar to quit messing with my voice. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Augustin Teixeira with the stolen base on second base. On the inside corner, out by window shopping. Oh, yeah, number 5 for Joanico Costa. Out number 2, Max Leonard. Now in the batter's box, grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. And this time the pitcher says, I'll take that. Flips it to the first baseman for out number 3. The error does not hurt. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off for the Stuttgart Reds, Yannick Dentz, Ramon Yannick Witt. And that first pitch swinging. Stuttgart gets their first base hit of the game. Yannick singles cleanly into left field. And that brings up Ramon Newell, hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. And Reds TV International, a few shout-outs. Greetings to Julio Ibanez in Spain. Lena Silbury, I'm assuming related to the pitcher for Mannheim out of Aruba. That pitch misses high and away, ball number 1. And all the way in Cape Town, South Africa, a hello to you, Sabine Henken-Johann. That sounds real, almost like German. Ramon Newell shows bunt, pulls back, ball number 2. Two balls, no strike. And that pitch low for ball number 3. And high, a 4-pitch walk. Runners at first and second. No outs. Yannick Witt in the batter's box. Yannick, fielder's choice, first at bat. Gets signs from Coach Rick Jocks. Luis Diaz playing in on the grass, probably expecting a bunt. And he's showing bunt and pops it up, but the bunt's down. And first base, or pitcher and third baseman getting each other's way. So safe at first. We'll see what the scorer wants to give that. Bases are loaded for the Stuttgart Reds, and up to bat, Benedict Schaefer. Walked and had that scored a run on that crazy play in the last inning. Bases loaded for Benedict. Yannick Dentz at third. Ramon Uhl at second. Yannick Witt at first. And that pitch catches the top outside corner of the strike zone. No outs, bases loaded. And that's ball number 2. And a balk by the pitcher puts Stuttgart in the lead. And Yara slapped me in the back of the head, said the count's 1-1, so 1-1 to count. Thank you, Yara, for the corrective action. So Stuttgart in the lead, 2-1. Runners at second and third, still no outs. 1-1 to count. And there's strike number 2. Two and two. And ball down the first base line, foul. Count remains at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. And just a little bit high and outside, ball 3. Good job by the catcher keeping that from going past him. With first open, Mannheim, of course, playing with the infield in, trying to keep Ramon Uhl at third base. And a swing and a miss for out number 1. Brings up Fabian Beck. 1 down. That pitch misses inside for a ball. That ball chopped to the second baseman, checks the runner, keeps Ramon at third, throws to first for out number 2. That brings up top of the lineup, Mr. Xavi Gonzalez. And Xavi grounded out to the shortstop. Hit by a pitch. The runner is still at second and third. Mannheim goes to normal infield depth. Of course, with 2 outs, all they need is to get Xavi at first. All Xavi needs to do is get a base hit. And he takes that pitch on the inside corner for strike number 1. Outside, 1-1. Ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that ball grounded into the first base, or the third base dugout. Triple deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, so it's quad deuces. Pitcher Silverley already up to 67 pitches. Pitch number 68 is a pop-up to the shortstop. No problem. Stuttgart able to score 1 run on a balk. They did have 2 hits. No errors, 2 left on. After 4 complete, Stuttgart 2, Mannheim 1.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful day. Sun's up and you're on your way. You make me feel so fine. What a sparkling on your skin. Sugar laughing as we sing. Run around and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so. Na, 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 na.
We're in the top of the 5th inning. Stuttgart takes the lead on a balk. 2-1. Batting for Mannheim will be Leon Still, Moritz Holein, Marilyn Bendlin. Still towing the rubber and doing a great job for the Stuttgart Reds. And Joannico Acosta. That pitch low, ball number 1. Gave up a leadoff home run and 3 hits in the first inning. Hasn't given up anything since. And that pitch, a little bit inside. Hit by pitch for Leon Still. So he's on first base. And Moritz Holein up to bat. flew out to Benedict Schaefer in the second inning. A nice diving catch by Benedict ended the second inning. That ball fouled into the backstop. Strike number one. And there's a fastball for strike number two, 0-2 the count. An off-speed pitch fouled. Out of play. Count remains 0-2. Ground ball, third base, backhand. Long throw across. Gets a nice bounce. No chance for the double play, but Stuttgart gets one out. Leon Still advances to second base and up to bat. Marilyn Benlin. Maryland flew out to the second baseman in the third hit. This time he hits a fly ball to the left fielder for out number two. Final score in Cologne, Hamburg, with Asen Hassani, pitcher from the Stuttgart Reds last year. Pitching wins the game 4-1. That curveball in there for strike number one to Matias Robles. Again, Matias swung at and hit the first pitch of the ball game over the left field fence for Mannheim's one run. And that ball fouled off. 0-2. No balls, two strikes, two outs, runner at second. Top of inning number 5. Tried to get him chase the high fastball. Maryland said no, excuse me. Matias said no. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball in the dirt. Catcher Daniel Avalis keeps it in front of him, keeps Leon still at second base. Another high fastball, a little bit of a nose tickler there. Full count. And a line drive. Knocked down, but not able to be caught. Base hit. And a double for Matias Robles, and Mannheim with the double, able to tie the ball game. 2-2 the score now with a runner at second. We still have 2 outs, and Jack Lombardi up to bat. And Jack singled in the first inning, was caught stealing, struck out in the third inning. Yeah, Current's batting average .292 after his single. And he's swinging at the first ball. And that ball takes a nasty jump. Xavi not able to get it. So for me, an infield single for Jack on the bad hop. Runners at the corners do have 2 outs. Augustin Teixeira up to bat. Mannheim already able to tie the ball game. And a lob over to first base, trying to keep Jack Lombardi close. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. That pitch in there for strike number 2. Batter doesn't agree, but the umpire behind the plate has the last word. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if coach puts his runner in motion. Nope. And that ball lined right back to the pitcher, who grabs it and emphatically throws it into the dirt. Beautiful reaction by Janico Acosta. Ends the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. We have 2 left on Mannheim. Able to tie the ball game 2-2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning.
Stuttgart. Und natürlich die Fencing GmbH. Herzlichen Dank für eure Unterstützung. Das ist ein Applaus wert. Vielen, vielen Dank.
Bottom of the fifth. Leading off, Daniel Abelis, followed by Daniela Weber and Moritz van Bergen, Mannheim. On an RBI double from Matias Robles, able to tie the ball game. Score 2-2. And that pitch up high, still towing the rubber for Mannheim. Reinhold Silberle, parents in Aruba watching, shout out to you. Pitch number 70 is ball number 2. And that just a little bit high for ball number 3. 3-0 the count. And of course, sometimes a pitcher doesn't like the ball. It's the ball's fault. Three and 0 the count. And swinging on a 3-0 count and pops it up into right field. Max Leonard battling the sun, but able to secure the ball for a flyout out number 1. Daniela Weber in the batter's box, keeping the center fielder busy. 2 flyouts to center field so far for him today. And that pitch, top part of the strike zone for strike number 1. Pitcher not able to control the throwback. Probably should have watched Jonico how you can catch those things. No balls, 1 strike. That's ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. For those of you who didn't make it down here this week, next week Stuttgart playing at home on Friday night and Saturday again against the Hunstetten Storm. There's a low ball 3. So if you can't get out here today, if you're not on vacation and don't have anything to do next week, Friday night at 7 o'clock, Saturday at 1 o'clock. Stuttgart Reds versus the Hunstetten Storm. And that's how you keep from hitting to the center field, taking a walk. Base on balls for Daniela Weber. And brings up Mighty Moritz van Bergen. And brings also the coach out of the dugout. This pitcher up to 77 pitches. See what he does, and it looks like he's taking the ball, or he's just taking the ball and rubbing it down. So a relief pitcher coming in for Mannheim. As soon as we know who it is, we'll let you know. So, new pitcher on the mound for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Efrain Vargas Feliz. He came in last night, was the last pitcher, wasn't able to close out the game, gave up the game-winning single from Yannick Dent's book on Mr. Silbury. 77 pitches total, 4.1 innings. Gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks against 2 strikeouts. Moritz van Bergen, the batter for the Stuttgart Reds, a walk and a fielder's choice so far for him. And he chops that ball. Throw down to second in time for out number 2. Very close play, but they get the runner at second base, 2 outs. And Yannick Dent's 1 for 2 with a run scored. That pitch misses for ball 1. Yannick gets a ground ball to the third baseman, who throws it too high to second base. So runners at the corners on the E5. Stuttgart has there the run 90 feet away. And in the batter's box, Ramon hit by a pitch and a walk. Catcher Moritz Hollein giving signs. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Shout out to Jens Halicki all the way from Hamburg. Runners going, throw down. Not in time. Yannick Dentz. Speedy Gonzalez. Yannick Dentz safe at second. Runners at second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. 1-0 the count. That pitch misses inside for ball number 2. Ball 3. Swing and a miss. And that off-speed pitch. Ramon goes fishing, doesn't catch the ball. Strikeout. Stuttgart not able to put a run across the board. Score remains Mannheim 2, Stuttgart 2. We'll be right back with inning number 6. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Still towing the rubber. Johannica Acosta. 2-2 the score. Official attendance today, 23,927. Top of the 6th inning. Leading off will be Luis Diaz, followed by Anderson Zambrano and Max Leonard. Stuttgart getting runners at second and third, not able to push one across. Keeps the score 2-2. Jonica been fairly efficient with his pitches, 71 pitches in so far. Luis Diaz 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout, and that ball is grounded off the glove. Caught and an out. Beautiful backup by Yannick Witt. And Jonica Acosta covering the base. In the score sheet, it goes 3-4-1 for out number 1. And Anderson, Sombrano up to bat, fly out, and then a strikeout. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Sombrano way out in front. There's strike number 2. And just inside, that missed by Mukasekele. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's ball number 2. Swing and a miss. Oh, yeah. Strikeout number 6 for Ioannico Costa. Out number 2 for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Up to bat, Max Leonard. So Max's 2 ground outs, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to the second baseman. 0-2 in the game. And he shows and pulls back, shows bunt. Strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And another, oh yeah, strikeout for out number 3. Oh yeah, number 7 for Mr. Acosta. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be right back with bottom half of inning number 6. Bottom of the 6th inning, Yannick Witt, Benedict Schaefer, Fabian Beck. Shout out to that crazy Byron lady, Yannick Witt's mother. I'm sure she's watching, if she's not running around here in the stadium. 2-2 the score. And that pitch misses away, ball number 1. There's strike number 1 on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a cricket pitch doesn't count in baseball. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on the curveball, out number 1. Benedict Schaefer, next batter, a walk and a strikeout. Gets a little bit of information on the pitches. And while we're waiting on that battle to start, a little bit of MLB baseball, AL East. The Rays still with the best record in baseball, leading the AL East at 38-15. That pitch up high for ball 1, followed by the Orioles and the Yankees in the Central. Max Kepler and the Minnesota Twins leading the Central, 26 wins to 25 losses, followed by the Tigers and the Guardians. Ball 2 in the West. Texas Rangers out in front, followed by the Astros and the Angels. 2-0 the count. There's ball number 3, low and away. NL East, Braves are leading at 31-20, followed by the Mets and the Marlins. In the Central, it's the Brewers at 27-24. There's strike number 1, 3-1 the count, followed by the Pirates and the Cubs. And in the NL West, the Dodgers, 31-21, followed by the Diamondbacks and the Giants. That's your MLB update. And a check swing, foul ball, strike number 2. And time called, another update. Game 2 has started in Hamburg. Hamburg leading bottom of the first inning, 1-0. Full count to Benedict Schaefer. And that pitch too high, a walk for ball number 4 for a walk. And up to bat, Fabian Beck. Fabian, sacrifice hit in the 3rd inning, ground out in the 4th inning. And of course, with the new pitcher being right-handed, more possibility of a running game. Let's see what the coach puts on. And that pitch in there, strike number 1. Inside 1-1 and throwback to first base, back pick, but Benedict Schaefer back in plenty of time. And that off-speed pitch catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. the ball fouled back into the net. Runner goes back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For those of you who cannot get enough baseball later on today, Berlin will be playing Bonn Saturday, Sunday doubleheader. Also, that pitch up high, ball 2. Also, a Saturday, Sunday doubleheader in the north, Paderborn, Doran. And in the south, it's Har Heidenheim on Sunday, and then Heidenheim Har on Monday. Most of those games will have live stream. So if you want to catch one of those games. And that ball hits the batter. So a hit by pitch puts runners on first and second. And that brings up Mr. Reliable, Xavi Gonzalez. Xavi 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Good chance to give Stuttgart the lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. And that pitch misses away, ball number 1. Mr. Vargas did take the loss through 21 pitches in last night's game. And Xavi fouls that one back onto the roof over the stands that still have some room available. If you want to hurry on down, 1-1 to count, 1 out. We have 2 runners on. And that ball in the dirt gets past the catcher. A wild pitch, and now 2 runners in scoring position. And action in the bullpen for the Mannheim Tornadoes. Two on the count. Mannheim brings their infield in. That pitch outside for ball number 3. And high and inside, a walk. Loads the bases. And up to bat is Daniel Abeles. And another visit by the coach. Let's see what he's going to do. And it looks like he may be taking the ball. And Mr. Vargas does not look too happy about it, but nevertheless, he got out of the first inning he pitched in, but after a strikeout, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a walk with bases loaded, Mannheim's coach said no further. New pitcher coming in. We'll let you know as soon as we know. New pitcher on the mound, and yes, if you watched last night's game, you recognize him. Is Thomas Adler. He threw 2/3 of an inning last night, 21 pitches, gave up 1 earned run, had 3 walks. His ERA so far is 5.71. Mr. Vargas, his line, 1 inning pitched, no hits and no earned runs, but he is responsible for all 3 runners on the base paths. 3 walks against 2 strikeouts. 14 of his 30 pitches were strikes. Mr. Adler comes in, as I said, bases loaded with 1 out, and Daniel Abeles up to bat. Score still 2-2 in favor of me. First pitch from Mr. Adler in there for strike number 1. Mannheim playing with the corners halfway in the middle infield's at double play depth. Of course, with 1 out, double play ends the inning. And that ball chopped. It's going to be hard to get a double play. And an overthrow by the shortstop. And on the air, a second run scores, but Mr. Abeles thrown out at second base. So chop to the shortstop, E6 on the throw, RBI, and then on the air, the second run across the plate by name of Fabian Beck. Daniel Abeles out at first base, or out at second base, trying to get too far. But Stuttgart, 2 runs. Daniel Weber up to bat. And that pitch misses for ball 1. Swing and a miss. And that ball hit high in the air. Called for and caught by the second baseman, Anderson Sombrano. Stuttgart, 2 runs across the board on no hits, an error, 1 left on. Stuttgart 4, Mannheim 2. We'll be right back with the 7th inning. inning. And leading off for the Mannheim Tornadoes, Leon Still, Moritz Holein, Marilyn Bendlin, Stuttgart, with the assist of Mannheim, able to push 2 runs across the plate. Bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch misses inside for ball 1. Joanna Acosta in his 7th inning of work, and that pitch in there for strike number 1. This pitch counted 82. And a bunt right back to the pitcher. Step and throw. And something happened with Mr. Acosta, and he lobbed the ball. Leon Still able to beat it out on the error by the pitcher. It looks like the way he's signaling, he jammed his finger into the ground trying to pick that ball up. So E1. And Moritz Holein steps in the batter's box. And ground ball gets past third baseman Daniela Weber. So it looks like Stuttgart's trying to return the favor. Runners at first and second. Marilyn Bendlin up to bat. Marilyn 0 for 2. 2 flyouts, showing bunt. And that pitch up high, ball number 1. So 2 errors by the Stuttgart Reds, puts 2 runners on, no outs. 1-0 count and a bunt. And nobody wants to field the bunt. Daniela Weber goes back to third base. And the pitcher not able to get it. And that brings Coach Rick Jocks out of the dugout to talk to his pitcher. We have bases loaded with no outs. And it looks like that's it for Mr. Acosta. In to pitch will be the left-hander, Moritz van Bergen. We'll let you know what other changes happen here in a second. New pitcher for the Stuttgart Reds, Moritz von Bergen. Stuttgart playing corners in, middle infield at double play depth. And that pitch catches the inside corner, strike number 1. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. First time for Moritz this year on the mound for the Stuttgart Reds. Did pitch a lot in the Palomino tournament. So it's not his first time pitching, that's for sure. And check down to first. No, he did not go, says Ilyar Chun. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line on Mr. Acosta. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs that are earned. That ball right to the first baseman. And a pitcher's best friend. 3-2 to 3 double play turned by Ramon Ull and Daniel Abeles. Stuttgart gets 2 outs in 1 play. Runners at second and third. No run across the plate, and Jack Lombardi up to bat. That pitch way inside, ball number 1. Jack Lombardi, 2 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 singles. Oh, I'm sure Coach Jack said be very careful with him. And that ball hit high in the air. Called for and caught by Yannick Dentz. So Moritz Houdini von Bergen comes in, induces a double play, gets a fly out, no runs for Mannheim. No hits, 2 errors, 1 hit, 2 errors by Stuttgart, 2 left on. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. For all you folks, time for the 7th inning stretch. Get yourself a burger and a beer or fries or something. We'll be right back.
Warum auch immer, ich weiß es nicht.
We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stuttgart doing a magic act, getting out of a bases loaded, no outs jam. A beautiful double play. Ramon Ull at first throws to Daniel Abeles at home. who gives it right back to Ramon Uhl for a double play and then a fly out. Moritz van Bergen comes in, gets the 3 outs, keeps Mannheim from scoring, and now gets a chance in the batter's box to do some damage of his own. And that ball lined up the middle, base hit for Mo. He's on first base. His first hit of the game brings up again last night's hero, Yannick Dentz. Yannick Dentz is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. If you didn't catch it last night, Yannick doubled in the bottom of the 9th inning to score the game-tying and winning run. And swing at that and miss at that offering from Thomas Adler. Another swing and a miss, strike number 2. And time called by Yannick Dentz. Umpire doesn't have to give it, especially if the pitcher is starting his motion. But when he gives it, then no pitch. That pitch misses low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moritz van Bergen still at first base. And that catches Yannick Dentz on the elbow. We got runners at first and second with no outs. And Ramon Uhl coming up to bat, getting his signs from Coach Jocks. What are we going to do? Are we going to bunt? We're going to hit and run. Luis Diaz at first base, in on the grass. Augustine de Serra comes in, and Ramon misses the bunt, strike number 1. And a new set of signs from Coach Rick. And that bunt right back to the third baseman. Ramon does his job, gets the runners advanced on the sacrifice hit. Runners now at second and third with 1 out, and Yannick Witt up to bat. Yannick, fielder's choice, base hit, strikeout for him. Mannheim brings their infield in. And that pitch misses for ball number 1. Again, the world's best photographer running around here taking lots of pictures on the inside corner. Strike number 1. Probably Monday, Tuesday. Log into Stuttgart-Reds.de. Get impressions of the game. World's best photographer, Iris Drobny. That ball fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And another foul ball.
Und ja, die Kämpfe hier. Auf geht's, Stuttgart. Anbleiben.
And a line drive into center or right field. Caught by Max Leonard, throw home. Not in time. Morris von Bergen scores on the sacrifice fly from Yannick Witt. Stuttgart extends their lead 5-2. Brings up Benedict Schaefer, 2 outs. Yeah, pitch high, ball number 1. That catch is inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Yannick Dent still at second base. Yannick running and pitch in the dirt. Yannick gets the stolen base because he took the initiative, but with the ball in the dirt, no chance for the catcher from Mannheim, Moritz Horlein, to throw down to third. 90 feet away, another ball in the dirt gets past the catcher, and Yannick can score. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. And that ball hit high and hit deep and gone! Touch 'em all time! Benedict Schaefer, the Mannheim killer, strikes again. Grand slam home run in the first series. 2-run home run today. Stuttgart 7, Mannheim 2. Up to bat, Fabian Beck. Things starting to look up for the Stuttgart Reds. 7-2 the score. And Fabian Beck takes that pitch high inside, ball number 1. There's strike number 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And ball fouled into the thousands and thousands of fans in attendance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball outside gives us Yara's favorite saying, triple deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a ground ball in the gap between short and third. Base hit for Fabian Beck. And the inning continues for the Stuttgart Reds. Now in the batter's box, Mr. Reliable, Xavi Gonzalez. Xavi is 0 for 2, been on base twice on a hit by pitch and a walk, and has a ground out and a fly out. So he needs to hit it somewhere besides the shortstop. Runner goes. Throw down to second, offline. And Fabi Beck steals second base, gets himself in scoring position. So after 7 losses in a row, Stuttgart able to get their first home win yesterday. Looking pretty good today. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stuttgart already 3 runs across the board. Score 7-2. And that pitch misses low, 2-0. And that ball hit into right field. A nice running grab by right fielder Max Leonard. Stops the Stuttgart rally, but Stuttgart 3 runs on 3 hits. One of them a 2-run home run from Benedict Schaefer. 1 left on. Score now Stuttgart 7, Mannheim 2. Top of the 8th inning. Up to bat, Augustin Teixeira, Luis Diaz, Anderson, Sombrano. Stuttgart able to stop a bases loaded, no out jam by turning a double play and getting a fly out, and then a 2-run home run by Benedict Schaefer in the bottom of the 7th inning for the 2nd and 3rd run of the inning. 7-2 the score in favor of your hometown Stuttgart Reds. Moritz von Bergen still on the mound. That pitch low for ball number 1. Inside. 2-0 to count. That catches the inside corner. Hot cheese at the knees. Steve Reich, number 1. And a ground ball. Takes a nasty hop at third base off the chest of Danilo Weber. Base hit for Mr. Teixeira, and that brings up Luis Diaz. That curveball misses up and in, a nose tickler. Ball number 1. And low for ball number 2, those of you wondering. Dustin Ward is in the dugout. He is a little under the weather. I'm sure if need be, he'll be able to come in. Swing and a foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. But that's why you haven't seen him in the game yet today. And a pickoff just to make sure that Mr. Tessera knows not to take too far off the base. That pitch high, 2 and 1 to count. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And a ground ball fielded by Ramon, who will throw it a second in time. And not able to get the base, to get the out at first. But lead runner out. 3-6 in the score sheet. Fielder's choice for Luis Diaz. So a little bit of discussion in the chat as far as EU and foreigners. You can have as many EU players as you want as long as they have an EU pass. That pitch in there, strike number 1. You're only allowed to have 2 non-EU players on the field, and they can't be the shortstop and catcher at the same time. That pitch high, ball 1, 1-1. And if I'm thinking right, for game 2, which you can have foreign pitchers, you can actually then have 3. And that one's off the pitcher, and no chance. Infield single for Anderson Sobrano off the elbow of Jonas van Bergen. Brings Coach Jocks out to check on his pitcher. So if you have a foreign pitcher, you can have still 2 non-EU players on the field, but then the pitcher will not be able to bat. You have to give him a designated hitter. So 2 runners on, 1 out, and Morris van Bergen gets a couple of warm-up pitches to see if he's okay. He took that one, it looked like off the elbow. Runners at first and second, 1 out. In the batter's box, Max Leonards. Max 0 for 3, still looking for his first hit of the season. So now when it counts, let's see how Moritz throws. And he throws the first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. And that ball grounded to third base. Step, throw to first, and a double play. Stuttgart gets out of the trouble again. Ground ball to third base. Daniel Weber picks it up, steps on third, throws it to first. Double play, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. 7 innings in the books, 7.5 innings in the books, 7-2 the score.
Woke up in the morning, what a beautiful up and you're on your way. You make me feel so fine. Water sparkling on your skin, sugar melting as we sing. Run round and round we go. Ooh, life, I love you so.
Catcher Daniel Avlis in the batter's box, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll be followed by Daniela Weber and Moritz von Bergen. New pitcher from Mannheim on the mound. Don't know yet who it is. As soon as I know, I'll let you know. Tim Adler's day is done. 1.2 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. First pitch to Abelis is a strike. And that curveball bends in there, strike number 2. And a fly ball in center field, no problem for Matias Robles, out number 1. Daniela Weber in the batter's box, looking for his first hit of the day. 2, 3 flyouts and a walk. Oh, pitcher for Mannheim, Rex Helmick. That pitch outside. Ball 1. In the dirt, 1-1 to count. Ball 2. The Rex for Mannheim started 1 game, has 14.1 innings pitched. And Daniela Weber is safe on first on the walk. He's given up 23 runs, 10 of them earned, 15 walks against 10 strikeouts. Oh, Daniela Weber at first base. Moritz von Bergen up to bat. And he hits that ball high. And no problem for right fielder Max Leonard for out number 2. Update, Hamburg's leading Köln in the top of the 5th inning, 2-0. that fly out to right field. Out number 2 brings up Yannick Dentz. Two outs. That pitch high, ball number 1. Outside, 2-0 the count. There's strike number 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. And shout out to Santiago Acosta. I'm assuming related to the Johannikel. Your brother, son, cousin, nephew did a great job today. And pitch outside, ball number 3. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And inside, ball number 4 puts runners at first and second. We do have 2 outs. Brings up Ramon Ull. Sacrifice hit in the last inning. Got the ball rolling for the Stuttgart Reds. 1 for 2 or 0 for 1, hit by pitch, walk, sacrifice hit, and a strikeout for him. And he swings at that offering and misses strike number 1. Again, more baseball this weekend, starting later. Berlin, Bonn, a Saturday, Sunday doubleheader. That ball lifted into left field, but curling foul, strike number 2. Also a Saturday, Sunday doubleheader in the north, Paderborn versus Dorn. The only other games, only one set of games in the south. That is Haar and Heidenheim on Sunday, and then Heidenheim, Haar on Monday. Your Stuttgart Reds. And swing and a miss, strikeout for out number 3, your Stuttgart Reds. Again, next Friday against Hunstetten, Friday and Saturday. So if you couldn't make it out today, make it out next week. We'll be right back with the top of the 9th inning. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Last chance for the Mannheim Tornadoes. They need 5 runs to tie. Anything less than that, and Stuttgart wins the second game of the doubleheader. Not as quite as exciting fashion as it was last night. Leon Still, Moritz Herrlein, Merlin Bendlin, 7 and 8 and 9 hitters. Moritz van Bergen on the mound for his third inning of work. His first pitch is high for ball number 1. Again, Dustin Ward unable to play today because of illness. That's strike number 1, 1-1 to count. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. And time called. Moritz van Bergen likes to work quickly, sometimes too quickly for the batter. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike number 2. Oh, yeah! Out by window shopping. Strikeout looking for out number 1. Leon Still not too happy, but again, Mr. Haupt behind the plate is the Hauptling. He has the say. Up to bat. Moritz Herrlein, 0 for 3, was safe on an error in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike. That ball hit high in the air, but not so deep that Benedict Schaefer pulls it out of the air. Out number 2. Last out. Last chance for Mannheim is Merlin Bendlin. Merlin singled his last at bat. Has 2 flyouts. Seven to 2 the score. Stuttgart 2 outs, 1 out away from their second win in a row. That pitch low and inside, ball number 1. And a ground ball, third baseman throw to first, and Ramon will not able to scoop the low throw. Daniela Weber's throw not good enough for the out number 3, and that brings up the leadoff batter, Matias Robles. He started this game off with a home run on the first pitch of the game, flew out to center field, had a double, and then hit into a double play, and that ball hit over the fence, but not the fence behind the outfield, the fence behind the first base line for 1 long strike, and that ball hit up in the air, and Yannick Dent's not able to get it. Bounces over the same fence a little bit further down. 0-2 the count. Mannheim down to their last strike. And a ground ball up the middle. Mr. Reliable fields the ball, steps on second base, ends the ball game. Stuttgart takes both games of the doubleheader against the Mannheim Tornadoes, evens their record at 7-7. Mannheim 2 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors. Stuttgart 7 runs on 5 hits and 4 errors. Next home game again next week, Friday night game, and then Friday at 7, Saturday at 3 against Hunstetten Storm. On behalf of Rainer Loke, Mr. Good Vibrations, the Master of Disaster, the CEO of Reds TV, my name is Ken, the voice of Reds TV, Hudson. Hope that you enjoyed the broadcast and hope to see you at the stadium next Friday. And if not, on Reds TV. Don't forget to subscribe to Reds TV. Get us 1,000 subscriptions so Yara can get one of his superpowers back. Wish you a nice Saturday and enjoy the Pfingstferien. Reds TV out.